Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, today our topic is conservation of plants and animals. Before going in detail, what's deforestation, what are its consequences, and what are its causes, we must know what's conservation. What's conservation of plants and animals? Conservation simply means to conserve the wildlife, to conserve the natural resources present in the forests. So conservation is an act of protecting the earth's natural resources for current and future generations. But unfortunately, human beings are indulging in indiscriminate cutting of forests and other trees. As a result, the wild animals which are present in our forests, they have been eliminated. These forests they have been killed by these poachers and hunters. As a result, when their shelter is destroyed by the mankind, they come towards the nearest populations. As a result, human and wildlife conflict starts. Which is called animal and man conflict. When their shelter is destroyed by the human beings, when there is no food for them, when there is no shelter for them, as a result, they come towards the nearest populations and start killing the human beings. This type of fight is called man and animal conflict. So in order to avoid this man and animal conflict, we must preserve our forests. To preserving the forests for future use and for our future generations, we must take some important steps. That means we must avoid poaching and hunting of wildlife animals in the forests, and we must also avoid cutting forests and other trees. So the fact is that man has been indulging in cutting of forests and other trees from last 4 or 5 decades. Can you say what's that process? What's that phenomenon known as? What's that? Yes, that's known as deforestation. So we can define deforestation and indiscriminate cutting of forests and other trees in order to procure the land for agricultural purposes, in order to procure the land for building, for construction of houses, for building roads and buildings, to procure the land for various other activities is known as deforestation. So what's deforestation? To clear the land for other purposes. Deforestation means disappearing the land. And simply we can say it's an indiscriminate cutting of forests and other trees in order to procure the land for various purposes, or agriculture purposes, for construction of roads and buildings, for construction of houses, restaurants, hotels, etc. This is called deforestation. So deforestation has many consequences because man has been indulging in deforestation, in cutting down these forests and trees from last 5 or 6 decades. As a result, our forests are declining day by day. However, it also affects the ecological balance. As a result, level of carbon dioxide, which is called CO2, it increases, and on the other hand, the level of oxygen on the earth, it decreases. So in order to avoid these things, we must avoid deforestation. Deforestation. The fact is that we have cut down, or human beings have cut down all the forests and trees in the development, in order to construct buildings, houses, roads, etc. So it also affects the photosynthetic activity. It also disturbs the ecological balance of the earth, because the level of carbon dioxide increases and level of oxygen decreases. So there are some consequences also. Some consequences include, these consequences include, number one, when the discriminate cutting of forests and trees continues, it raises the temperature of the earth. It raises the temperature of the earth. It raises the temperature of the earth. Number one. Number two, these are the consequences. These are the consequences of deforestation. Number two, it causes frequent floods. It causes frequent floods. Number three, it causes soil erosion. Soil erosion. Number four, it melts glaciers. It melts glaciers. When glaciers melt, they cause floods in the low-lying areas. It also causes floods in the low-lying area. Low-lying area. So it raises the temperature of the earth. How temperature of the earth is raised? When forests and other trees are cut down, when deforestation takes place, as a result,
raise the temperature of the earth.
As a result, the level of
temperature.
As a result, the level of carbon dioxide increases, because the number of trees is cut down. As a result, the temperature of the earth raises. The temperature of the earth raises, and the level of oxygen decreases. This phenomenon is called global warming, because when the temperature increases, the level of carbon dioxide increases, and consequently the level of oxygen on the earth decreases. This phenomenon is called global warming. It's also called climate change. So what's global warming? It's an increasing temperature. Increase the temperature of the earth. And increasing temperature increases the temperature of the earth, which is called global warming or climate change. So in order to avoid this, in order to minimize global warming, in order to minimize the climate change, we must plant more and more trees in order to increase the level of oxygen. In order to increase the level of oxygen, we must plant more and more trees, so that we can increase the level of oxygen on the earth. Number second is, it causes frequent floods. When the temperature of the earth increases, the glaciers start melting. And it causes floods in the low-lying areas. Because glaciers melt down due to increasing temperature of the earth. it causes soil erosion also. It also causes soil erosion. And it melts glaciers. It also causes floods in the low-lying areas. Low-lying areas. So, in order to avoid all these harmful consequences of global warming or deforestation, we must avoid deforestation. We must plant more and more trees, and that process is called afforestation or reforestation. So what's afforestation? The process of planting more and more trees is called afforestation or reforestation. Okay? Thank you.